Hey, 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 beautiful soul family. Welcome to this Saturday afternoon edition of Saturday Night Live. Here we are during the daytime. Whew, it was a lot of prep to set up for this live, I have to tell you. And that's why we're like 4 minutes from the 4:44 time. Yeah, so let's get settled here and connect because I feel it's really interesting because the messages that I feel are meant to be shared today for Gemini season are really messages that have been coming through over the course of a 2 week span, a 10-day to 14 day span of time. And I thought it was going to be a pre-recorded message to be shared on the channel at another time. The energy was very strong, though, to bring that set up here because it was out on the dining room table. And it's already, my ears going like crazy. There's so much energy around us right now. Let me get a drink of water. Yeah, so the cards that are guiding these messages as we connect today for Gemini season have been coming out over the course of a 2 week span from the Tree Angel Oracle and the Mystic Art medicine cards. It's powerful stuff. It's really powerful stuff. We are powerful creative forces in the now. One of the messages coming through, let me see if I can grab it again. I was guided to bring some cue cards back and a pen as well, because it feels like one of those days. But one of the messages that was coming through was emotional wounds of the past support the breakthroughs in the now. Emotional wounds of the past support the breakthroughs of now. 2:44 on the clock. At this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of supporting our greatest and highest manifestation in this lifetime, guided by the divine and the calm central nervous system, so that we may experience truly heaven on earth in the here and now. And it's within our power to do so. 323, and we are supported by the divine masculine energy. So, hey, Miss Mo, Dawn, welcome. For those who don't know, after that long introduction, it just needed to come out so I could settle myself, because the energy amped up in the 10 minutes before the live. So for those who don't know, my name is lisalyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. This is my heart and soul and my passion. And it is such an honor to make the connection with you, whether you are here for the first time today or you've been traveling with me for a long time. Please know that I am eternally grateful for our presence in the here and now. And I trust that something here, I trust that you've been led here for a purpose, a divinely, spiritually guided purpose, and that you will feel supported through the energetic exchange today. Oh, wow. Saturday afternoon. Much nicer than 11:45. That's Saturday night. It was 4:44 there. And this message is meant to find the one who is here in this lifetime as the true seeker of the divine, well aware of, where am I going to put this? The table is so full. Water, tea. Okay. Okay. That works. This message is meant to find one who knows that they are here as a seeker of spiritual growth and awakening to the simplicity of life in this lifetime in order to be of service to the collective in the divine way of the self journey. Guided, as we often say, guided by our higher selves, guided by that higher consciousness, the God source, the God self. It really feels at this time, it's like we rise by the inner journey, the journey deeper inside. So as high as we go is as deep as we go. And it's within our depths, it's within the depths that we come face to face with our shadow. So when it comes to the message being shared today, and this is on the, we're less than 48 hours away from the Gemini new moon of 2025, the Gregorian 2025. The first cards in this message came through a couple weeks ago, and I know that I did share them on a live, I think when the computer was still out in the dining room, and it was these cards: for fertility, expression, children, and core healing. And so we are in the depths right now of this. Well, we're on the throne of the Empress or Emperor. The Emperor's throne, though, is made of cement. And so it feels in some ways for the divine masculine energy like things may be crumbling, falling apart. What the divine masculine felt in their heart, in their life, in their experience, what they felt couldn't or wouldn't be destroyed is perhaps in the midst of being destroyed. Hi, Helga. Welcome. Thanks so much for showing up. And if anything resonates with you, please do consider subscribing to the channel. There's lots of good stuff here all the time. At least that's the way I feel about this space. No, I'm not doing those. I do free card pulls. Last night on Friday night, our individual card pulls, that's going to be the same going forward. So if you're looking for a card pull, all that's required of that is that you're a subscriber to the channel and you join us live Friday night. It begins at 8:11 p.m. That was last night. And if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can also do that via my website. Otherwise, this is just a collective read for all of us because we are soul family. So thanks for being here, Helga. Welcome to the family. So it does feel like in the stream of the masculine, there is a tower-like moment taking place. And for the feminine, it was 9:11 there on the clock. For the feminine, it is more of an energetic of holding space, doing the inner work, sitting on that throne of the Empress, and allowing through self-expression, through self-love and compassion, allowing the child that lives within first to be healed, first to be heard, seen, felt, healed, and then allowing that child to come out and create via the healing of the core wound, which as we go deeper and deeper to the shadow, remember last night, the message was that we have cleared the karma. We're the ones that have cleared the generational karma. And now it's really time to focus on the home front, which is the physical vessel. And as the child within is healed, acknowledged, appreciated, allowed to abundantly and joyfully co-create with the divine, the mother, the divine feminine here holds the space of grace, the unmerited gift that is given to all of us in any moment that we choose to accept it. I mean, this is total empowered feminine essence, really beginning in Gemini season, the new, the more authentic self-expression, because she feels, look at that. I brought the dice here and we've got 4-4. I did not do that intentionally. I was going to roll the dice. It wasn't 4-4 earlier. So again, there's the angelic connection. So the next group of cards are from the Tree Angel Oracle, and they came out when I was down at the lake. I believe it was like a week ago yesterday. So 8 days ago when I was at the lake, these two cards came out along with this. Okay, divine feminine, divine masculine, with the blackthorn and the number 12. We are reminded that we are the light. We are the children of light, the tree of life, the pillar of life, whatever you'd like to identify as. And it's represented over here in the beauty of the divine feminine essence, 1212, love and compassion, forgiveness. This could be triple threes across the board. Getting to nature to allow ourselves to be healed, getting to nature to hear the child within that wants to come out and co-create, that wants to share their imagination, their story with the world today. 1, 2, 3, 4 was on the clock. I'm hearing 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 3, 4, shut the door. You know, the child that wants to play. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, don't be late. 9, 10, begin again. And that's where we are. We're at this begin again. Hey, there's Milo. Speaking of divine masculine, welcome, brother. Good to have you here. Oh my gosh. Oh, how's it going? How are you doing? So nice to be connected with you here today. And then underneath those cards on that day, 8 days ago, this came out. Yes. Yeah. Almost broke. 1331. Rest. How long has this message been coming through? Rest, integration. Milo speaks of it. Integration. It feels like integration, detoxification, like lots of twists to support the movement, because all of you here are here for great purpose, and you have been doing the let's say heavy lifting, spiritual heavy lifting. You've been doing the karmic clearing. You've been showing up for yourself, although it hasn't always been easy, and perhaps in our opinions and limited perspective and view, it has it's not always been successful. Yes, it is. Yes, it has. Yeah. Right? So we can't walk. That's not cool. That's not cool. I hear you though, because as a Virgo, I've been there plenty of times, and there is a lot of movement through the hips. And speaking of the hips, what they had me put in my lap here to make room for my teacup on the desk is this big piece of carnelian, hip, sacral chakra. And on the table, we have this beautiful carnelian heart. as well. And that is all about what's going on now. And we're going to get more to that because it's the final cards that came out. So the cherry tree, 34, which is the Empress and the Emperor, 3 and 4, the Emperor and the Empress in the major arcana. It's also 3 + 4. Yeah, such a beautiful, cozy, snuggly feeling. It's so lovely and so supportive of emotional balance and emotional clearing. And that's where we're at. And the 3 + 4 is the 7. And those of you who know me know that that's about our physical body. That's about the 7 main chakras along our spine, getting those open and clear so that we can once again function in an optimal way as the channel of light divine that we are. So when I came home from the lake that day, some more cards. And again, this has been over the course of weeks. And they've been sitting on the table literally like each day, not over the, probably over the course of 2 weeks, but not cards coming every day. They were coming in groupings. So this next group has 6 cards. Okay. And I'm trying to see how it came out. Came out like this: creation, Empress energy, source, protection, source, divine masculine, God, creator, we're protected in big ways because we're courageous. Is that a little child on the top of the, that is the first time I have ever noticed this. Is that a dog or a child? I've never noticed that before. And here in the throat, that's a dog or a sheep or a lamb. This is really about us. Back to here, the children here to express via the pathway of healing the core wounding within. We've been presented with that core wounding. It likely presented last year, March 10th, 2024, around the time of the Pisces new moon. It was likely something, there were, Scorpio season was another big season last year. And then when the moon's nodes changed, eclipse season in March of this year, around the time of the Pisces new moon, I believe it was March 13th of 2025, we felt another big shift. And we felt this other big shift in a big positive way for ourselves. And again, as Milo says, as a Virgo, let's just say as humans, we have, as Virgos, we may actually have an advantage to navigating, as a mutable earth sign, to navigating these shifts and the slow forward movement, because it has been slow yet steady progress that we have been making courageously, trusting our joyful path of creation and trusting that we are, after courage, passion came out. Pachamama, the fire in the belly coming to life. Also the fire, remember, a couple days ago, the message came through that this season, Gemini season, would be a great time to work with the fire element to transmute and transform some of the denser things that we've been clearing away that have been clogging up our hips, right? That have been, wow. And we are like, remember back around Christmas time, we're in the year of the hermit, right? So we're all the hermits standing on the bow of the ship, holding our lantern out there to the world. We are here to navigate. The course has been charted for us in our hearts, in our soul, in the depths of our bones. It's been charted for us. And it's a great act of courage and faith and commitment. I today started different than a lot of days recently. I'm in a routine of getting up and taking Rex out for his morning stroll. And, today, before I even had gotten out of bed, my father called, and I was just laying in bed. I was awake and just having a lazy start to the day, a lazy morning, a lounge, not lazy, a lady of leisure this morning. And, it feels like the more that we're allowed, we give ourselves space to rest. And one of the things that my father said is like, I said, Dad, it's like a calling. Like it really feels like a calling. And, because some days, many days, I've like been ready to throw in the towel, right? And, not now. I love what I do. I've always loved what I do, but we're talking about forging a new course and going out there and being brave in the world when the world just wants you to go out there and be a slave, pretty much, to all the, to the grind, to the grindstone, to the time clock, to the this, to the that, and we're not here for that. And that's why it requires us to slow down and listen. Yeah, well, exactly that. Exactly that. Slow down and actually so we can hear or feel God guiding us and just letting, that song, like I think it's like Jesus Take the Wheel. That's really the course has already been charted. The human is the one who has got to allow ourselves to be the vessel of the divine to work through us as the divine pleases. And as the divine pleases, the beautiful side effect of that is we too will be pleased. And it's evident, it shows when we are um living the essence of our soul, when we are doing what we're here to do. And it doesn't, it looks different for each and every one of us. And, most of you who connect with me here, in case you didn't know, are miracles. We all are. Not most of you. I was going to say something else, but then I saw this card and it wanted to come through. All of you here are miracles. We all are. And we are here for alchemy in the highest order, in the highest form, by allowing God to direct and guide our lives. As we show up for ourselves, I'm going to read all Milos's comments when I just get this through, because I feel like we're getting to the crux. This is what we're here for. This is the journey we're here for. The journey of creation, co-creating with the divine, courageously, knowing that we're guided and protected every step of the way as we live our passion, as we live our heart's desire. And of course, we get to this point after we have addressed the healing and we have acknowledged the child that lives within the experience. We then show up for ourselves in as the divine masculine and feminine. And as the feminine these days, we're holding space while the masculine is experiencing a tower of sorts. What they thought couldn't be broken or wouldn't crumble perhaps has. And yet it's always coming back, 2344 there. It's always coming back to the child of the heart of the child that lives within, and this that lives within the space between the hips, the sacral chakras, the emotions of all of it, right? And we're breaking through and free from some pretty toxic stuff, and let's get on with that, because then the next grouping of cards, well, it's actually really beautiful. It is beautiful. This was the first card out, the abundance card. As we do all of this and focus on the simplicity of what is being asked of us, because it is really simple, we just have to be courageous and get out of our own way. Abundance is our birthright, and we have persevered these energies, the deception and the shadow, the lies. We have moved beyond. Those of you who are here, if you haven't tuned into any of the messages of the last week, or just go and check them out, or go randomly and see which message you're guided to, because there's been a lot of this message coming through that karma has been cleared. The tape, that film has ended. You've done the work, and now, yes, you've done the work. You may have to do some clearing, the twisting, the detoxing, the rest, the hip openers, so that we can really free that space up for the abundant path of co-creation with the divine. Following, this was the last card out, and I'll show it to you now because it's phenomenal. Soul purpose. Forging a new path, doing it our way. And our way, again, is the way of the heart. It is the way of the stars. It is the way of the soul in human form in this lifetime. And this lifetime has been full of a lot of this, right? So much of this. And on a global scale, it's still going on. And yet those of us who are here gathered, most of us can see through the veil and what is going on in the outside world. And Gemini season is going to show us in a very polarized way, it feels, the deception and the shadow. And what we're here to do is hold space and integrate. And we've got the divine feminine, the mother energy all over us, protecting us, watching us, guiding us, supporting us as we move into harmonious partnerships, relationships, co-creative energetics that support us to move forward with the courage of a lion in our heart and trusting our intuition more and more every day. A little more backbone. My father used to say, a little less wishbone, a little more backbone. And this feels kind of like what's going on for the divine masculine. It's an interesting way to bring me to that. It feels like it's what's going on with the divine masculine is that perhaps in the linear scheme of things, here in the third dimension, the masculine has been very rigid and regimented about, and let's be honest, a lot of what the masculine is today, again, has been a program seeded in to infiltrated our consciousness, if you will, from a young age. So yes, the masculine, Milos, I'm totally, brother. The masculine's doing great work, doing very, very great work. And it's not easy. And there's a massive amount of respect that goes out to the masculine and anyone, masculine, feminine, doing the work. This is just the collective stream of things. And I trust that it shares both, it supports both the masculine and feminine as we share, because what we are being prepared for, whether we believe it or not, are harmonious partnerships, is divine union here in the third dimension, connections of the heart, sacred alchemy. We got that card, right? Divine, we are here. Where is it? We are the miracles that are here to co-create. Like, look at these cards. Look how, I'm just trying to see. Came out like that. No, it came out like that, like that, like that, that. Just going to hold these up because it's frigging amazing. And this is who we are. We are amazing, every single one of us. And we could change the direction, but I just want to show you the direction that these cards came out. Look at those words on these cards: creation, protection, courage, passion, miracles, abundance, and soul purpose. Our soul purpose is here to co-create with the divine, courageously, knowing we're guided and protected, allowing our passions to guide us. We're all miracles. Many of us shouldn't have lived through what we've lived through. And yet, look at us. Here we are, me and you, or you and I. Look at us here, shining. We made it because we have learned to alchemize, and in particular, through the hips. Through the hip space, right? Because these are emotions. And men generally, the masculine energy has been taught, programmed to believe that, it's not cool to show emotions or be emotional. Yes, it is. The coolest dudes are the emotional ones, right? The sensitive ones. And if you're a masculine here watching this, for sure, that includes you. There's work we have to do, though. And as the masculine does the work that they're in the midst of at this time, the feminine is also doing her work and continuing to hold space for the rise of the masculine, the emperor who, after the tower takes his seat on a new throne, the throne of divine royalty. Okay, so let's see. And this is heavy energy, and this is the energy of the sacral and root chakra, right? The shadow work. That's where we meet our child, the deception. And it's the face we show to the world. Remember, there was a message that Gemini season is like this call to show more authentically ourselves, like the stars are aligning for us. Everything's lining up for us to go for it. Go for it. Take the leap. Have some faith, skip rocks, lay on Mother Earth, talk to the stars. Heal your heart. And it's to make that shift, as Milos mentioned, from the head to the heart. It requires great amounts of courage. It requires great strength. It's not weak to be, it was 32-23 there, divine masculine. That's the energy. And that comes to 10. The wheel is turning in our favor. You've cleared the karma. What you experienced before. Yesterday, one of the messages coming through is, if the past comes knocking on your door, don't answer. Or if you answer, does the past really have you, and does the past really have anything new to offer you at this time? Like, you are on the pathway to your just rewards. You are on the path of your soul purpose, and it's abundant. And the harvest it feels like the harvest is ongoing, really, from this point forward. The harvest is the sacred harvest from all of the inner work that you've done. And we don't want to, some will make the choice to go back to the past. And that's absolutely each soul's call to make, each human's call to make, because perhaps there's a miracle there. Someone really did change. Someone really has done the inner work. Someone really has something to offer that is supportive to you. 9 out of 10 cases, though, that's not the case. It feels like there's a new energy coming in. There's been, as much as we've been showing up for ourselves and doing work in the present moment, there's been a ton of stuff going on behind the scenes, really encouraging us to let go. The karma's been cleared. The movie's over. That film has ended. We are now spooling a new movie reel. And you're the real deal. You're the real deal. You have really important work here to do. And that important work begins with the healing that is required of you to go forward on your path of sacred service, co-creating with the divine, allowing yourself to be the unique, quirky, creative child that was born to shine and thrive, living your best life. It feels like this is a lucky time. So let's see. All right, let's get into some of the astrology. What did I write? Let's see. After all of that, what did I write about this Gemini new moon? Oh, look, I wrote Milos, alchemical, snake shedding skin, settle into surrender. We're so in tune, brother. We are so in tune. Thank you for the work of the divine masculine that you do, because I can feel that work all up in my space. I've been saying it for days that we don't see what's going on behind the scenes. And when this card came out on Thursday morning during the live, when this card came out, I was so overwhelmed here live. I almost burst into tears. Like, it was an instantaneous uh, emotion that came in. And this is all about harmonious partnerships and co-creating and working with the divine and doing what we're here to do and living in harmony with our fellows, brothers and sisters. And then last night we had John from he's from Canada. He's from the province of Quebec. He joined us here live. And when I pulled cards for him, so Friday nights I'm going to pull cards live, and hopefully we can get this channel growing, busting through the artificial ceilings that have been created via the algorithms, and we're doing it. So thank you. When John came in here last night, and the first card pulled for him was this crown chakra energy, and it was powerful. Dawn was here. She'll remember that. It was like really powerful and intense. And the immediate message that came through with it is the need for grounding. And this is what we've got with that passion card. The divine, the grounding, Pele, Pachamama, Mother Earth, working with all the elements. We have everything that we need right here at our disposal, or not just resources that are useful right here for us. And we are being called to dispose of and release the energies that are not supportive. That's 37, 37, 10, 10 of our soul's growth and the expansion and the shift from the wheel of karma to the wheel of destiny. Everything that's happened in your life have been fated events intended to support your spiritual growth, your spiritual reawakening, and the remembering and discovering, uncovering of your gifts that you came into this lifetime with. Ancient wisdom, modern mystic, simply spiritual. Your body is the tool through which the divine wants to shine. I'm just trying to see. Okay, so I'm not sure what I've shared here about Gemini season. Okay, they're asking me to go back to here. That's interesting. So they're taking me all the way back to the full moon in Scorpio. So there's something here. Full moon in Scorpio. So divine feminine, deep dive in the expansive emotional waters of life. Co-creative, healing waters of delight. Rise, unison, love has won. You are the one. Sacredness is fun. Fueled by love, you are the one. Have you chosen you today? And then underneath that, I wrote Pluto year cycle, artificial intelligence or authentic intelligence, authentic innate intelligence. So I wrote Pluto in Aquarius, 20 years, AI masculine, evolutionary time beyond the mind, get real. It's a sacred deal. Artificial, superficial is not superior to real. You are the sacred real. Your life, but a real, REEL, make it a great one. Loads, downloads of fun. You are the sun, Mr. Golden One. Go for it, get real. The divine feminine essence welcomes you home. And that message came through in from between 140 and 142. I didn't even write the date, but around the time of the Scorpio new moon or Scorpio full moon. Then this came through, and this is like a channel, yeah, art without the official. Right. I love that, Milos. Oh my gosh, I've missed you. I've missed your energy. So then this channeled message came through. Weavers of light, golden threads of delight, weaving love's tapestry of eternal life. Projection is the root of all evil and simply a reflection of what is hidden within the shadow of the soul. Do not lower your standards for anyone. You are the golden standard. Trust the message of inner fire. Follow your growing heart's desire for the real and authentic. Set the standard of bliss. Stand down and ground down and away from the sway of the fray. Fractals of light restored. Ease of the source. Flowing freely within, love's honoring. Honoring love's call to you. All of you deserve it. All. Sacred union is the highest call, and it is the union and reunion of the Trinity within, where all sacred unions begin. If you focus on the external without first addressing, and it's funny because this really feels like this next part, because it shifted a bit here in tone as I'm reading it. This next part is about Gemini season, because remember, we have been told here that Gemini season is going to reflect to us the polarities. It's going to be glaring. It's going to be clear. The polarities that are either going to unify or separate on the planet at this time. So here's for Gemini season. It was written on May the 10th, 2025, this message between 5:35 and 5:50. If you focus on the external without first addressing the internal, it will be a lot of energetic hocus pocus that will show up over and over again until we break free from the pattern within, the emotional conditioning, trauma patterning. So sewn within a stitch in time, twitching here and now as the result of the itch felt within. An itch that, when scratched, leads us along the healing path of spiritual purpose. We all deserve it. Fulfillment, joy, creative, so worth it. Scratch that itch that only your time, effort, and attention can reach. Teach how to reach a journey of brighter tomorrows, starting here, now, today, with your next breath, begin again. Sacredness as skin. And that came through, yes, that came through on May the 10th of 2025. Yeah, no more hocus pocus. That's like, we had someone here last night asked, saying, coming on this channel during the live and putting in the comments, it could have been AI too, saying, oh, did you know that someone from your past relationship put a spell on you and blah, blah, blah. Nonsense. We called that energy out. That wasn't the divine masculine. It was a masculine energy, but certainly not um, um, in an integral place, showing up here trying to siphon the energy of this beautiful community and space. And we didn't allow that to happen. We turned that around, so to speak, in his face. Yeah. No more hocus pocus, abracadabra. As I speak, I create. And that's why there's been all this hocus pocus shenanigans and silly stuff going on with language, right? And changing the meaning of words and stuff like this. It's school. I don't know if the children learn it anymore. Spelling, right? Like, and I do have a book. It's not this book, I don't think, but I have, yeah. So I started writing some things down a while ago. So there's a lot of, shenanigans and silly things that go on. And yet, you know what? We see all of that. And as we stay focused on honoring the calling of our heart, which begins with our healing work, right? Which begins with creating a space in which we feel, relatively happy with life and feel that we do have a purpose and we are here for purpose. And hopefully it doesn't have to get too harrowing for us to get to realize that we're here for a purpose. Yet often it does, especially for those of you who resonate with anything that's shared here. You've likely had a rather traumatic experience being human, and it probably started early in your lifetime, this lifetime. And you probably came into this lifetime with a lot of heavy baggage. And if you didn't, well, yay, lucky you. That's great. And if that's the case, you're probably here because maybe you didn't have someone here in your life to speak of the things spiritual, the things that you felt, the things that you've known. And that can cause, we cause our own struggle through our thinking. And it's our thinking about our feels that keep us spinning our wheels. That was something that came through a few weeks ago. It's our thoughts about our feels that keeps us spinning our wheels. And we're the wheel that's spinning is the wheel of destiny in our favor. We've done the work, and now it's just about showing up for ourselves in the most authentic way. Doing our thing and feeling as best as we, feeling optimal each and every day, showing up for ourselves, showing up to co-create with the divine, allowing ourselves to be that instrument, that tuning fork, if you will, that we were born as. Yeah, it would have been nice to have you here, Milos. And John, maybe, he was the only divine masculine here that we know of. And the other guy called himself Dr. Elvis or something, something like that, Dr. Elvis. And it's one of these things, right? Like you respond to that, and they're looking for people who are desperate for answers. And those of you here aren't desperate for answers. You're doing the work. You're probably just here for a little bit of encouragement and confirmation, or perhaps you're stumbling across this because that's what you need to hear, a little bit of encouragement and confirmation. You're doing great work. Go for it. And as you go for it, know that the call of the day truly is more rest. The call of Gemini season is more rest. And that may carry on through the solstice season and the dog days of summer. Who knows? Who knows? We've been told we're going to witness a great change by the time we get to eclipse season in September. And we have that Lion's Gate coming up in August. So let's see if we should, let me see if there's any decks that want my, tell me what on your birthday? Lionsgate, 8/8. I think it's around the 19th. The eclipse, one of the eclipses? Yo, so the solar eclipse probably, and then followed by the lunar in September or end of August. Yeah, I got it. It took me a while. Sorry, Milos. I got it eventually. Okay, so you know what? I feel like we're going to wrap this up. My son's on his way home, and he's going to be home for less than 24 hours before he heads back out. So I'm going to wrap this up and go and cook some stuff for him to take back with him. And but I feel really called to bring us a message from the ancestors. There's another card, another deck. This and this. Okay, so we're gonna tap into these energies here. Look at on the bottom, the butterfly. So we're gonna start here. It's almost like they're saying the butterfly, that one fell out. Oh, and they're saying the bottom. I was feeling though for a minute, it was like the butterfly was saying, that's it. That's the message, transformation. And then the hawk came out. And many of you know the hawk is a familiar of mine. Seeing things, life, situations, people, ourselves from the higher perspective. And the deeper we go into our experience, our emotional experience, the emotional waters of life, I feel like the more authentically we can see ourselves and the more clearly we can see, because our emotional center is water. And, you know, if you've ever seen, it's really clear. And the last time I was at the lake a week ago, the water was so clear. It was so beautiful watching the waves, the little waves lap on the shore. And it was like this beautiful aquamarine. This is some aquamarine I've been guided to carry with me the last few days. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. So there's something about, as we transform, it's our perspective shifts and changes. And, you know, as we take off our masks and allow ourselves to be seen, it's almost like we become more and more playful, because I see raccoons as rather playful. I do. I mean, they're very smart, ingenious, I'd say. And, you know, very, I feel like a protective energy, playful. And so I feel that there's a message here for us that the more that we take off our masks and allow ourselves to be seen authentically, the easier the transformation, the easier we make the shift at this time. Mouse. You know, there's something, I'm not, what's coming through is I'm kind of giggling on the inside, because, you know, we see a mouse and we're like, oh my gosh, a mouse. And Why is that? Why is that? And the mouse feels our fear, and the mouse is scurrying from one place to the next. You know, all, but they're really quite cute, right? And they really can't cause us harm. And I feel, you know what's coming through right now? It's like our ability to shift in the small spaces. And so that's bringing me right back to the space between our breath and our ability to shift in that space. But look at all those, like those. I feel like this is an activation of like our intuition, and we're being called to come into our power by honoring our truth. And you all, every single one of you here, has a sacred mission. And I'm being asked to ask you: are you brave enough? Yes, you are, to answer the call. Are you courageous enough? And I'm seeing the cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz. Are you courageous enough to answer the call? Yes, you are. You were born for it all of it. And you have overcome everything that you thought would break you. Perhaps others thought it would break you. Love, love, peaceful dove. No more mourning doves. We are the peaceful doves of love who came to create our own. We are the paintbrush in Creator's hand, and we are the canvas as well. And it's our healing that we've been offered a clean slate. And now we have to purify and cleanse the canvas that, or the vessel, the ship that is us. And then as we do that, then we send our healing light, our star of healing out into the world. And we do so with the hopes of encouraging other. Um, this is so funny what it says on the back of the card. We support others as we go out and share our stories to do the same. Rewrite the scary stories you tell yourself, create a new vision of your innate beauty, and love what you are. All you need is love. Make your sacred shield from the stars and the phases of the moon, and define your intent. Be yourself, a beautiful new dream created by your night flights, and call in your beloved, your soulmate. Your ceremonial feathers are your wings, and your elk horns are your antenna to the ancestors who love you. Your life is a sacred bundle made up of love and your dreams. You become what you think and dream. If you love all that is, you become the great mystery in all things. If you tell yourself a scary story, the world becomes a chimera clouded from view. Rewrite what you tell yourself as a powerful new vision for sleep at night. Release your dove of peace and let her take your fears out of sight. With new intentions, tie your sacred thoughts to the headdress of your imagined success. You have all the love that you may have roses in winter. Wow, how beautiful. And then we've got this beauty, and it feels like the mama, the divine essence. That look at the ship. We've got the ship. We've got the ship in the sky, in the clouds, guided by the divine, and we are here for this unified, peaceful experience of creating our very own legacy. That's the double eight energy, folks. 8 8 8 8. Abundance floodgates open within you. Um, Observe the little hummingbird. We are the witness. We are the witness, and here comes Tristan. And it's like we're witnessing our thoughts, we're witnessing our heart as we come into harmonious balance with the divine. Ow, Tristan. Here, jump up. Don't jump up. Come on. Oh my gosh, this cat and his nails. Um, we are here to harmonize with the divine. And we got that message the other day with the neroli, right? Harmonize partnerships, working in harmony with one another. We got two cards of, if we 1 plus 3, 13, the divine feminine, 4, the angels, but I'm more interested in the color. Red, get grounded. Need to get grounded, all of us. And south is the direction of the inner child. South is also the overseas. And so it feels like, as a Virgo having a summer birthday, I always feel like the lazy, hazy days of summer. And so it feels like between now and, this summer season that we are really meant to just be like dandelion wishes on the breeze, on the summer breeze, and do whatever it is that makes us feel fine. And, moving beyond the shackles of the mind. Is that a song? Yes, it is. Moving beyond the shackles of the mind and getting clear from the inside. And doing so, it's our adventure. And for a long time, we were rowing our boat and probably upstream. And now we're laying in that boat and floating downstream, allowing source, our higher calling, our multidimensional self, which is also very deep in deeply connected to Mother Earth. We are the tiny vessel. We are the miracle in which we are to co-creatively give birth to heaven on earth. And we're all worthy and deserving of that. And so I'm just being guided to say here, stick to the path your heart has chosen. Your heart knows the way. And let's see, finally, as we wrap this up, so this, you know what? They want me to show this and read this because this is what we've been talking about. You are the one in your family, in your bloodline, here to clear, and you've done it, or you're doing it. You're almost at the end of it. The generational karma. You're the one. And this is what it says. Lover to lover and parent to child, we unite and live on throughout the ages. Generation upon generation, what will your story be? Remember that you are a part of an expansive human family. Past, present, future, all lives now as you, and all are traveling together on the boat named Earth. Through our journeys, though our journeys may be experienced differently, our destination, our home, is shared. Each journey is intertwined. You are at the beginning of a new cycle within your own story. Your parents have their own separate stories, and all three stories were agreed upon, predetermined, yet separate. You have responsibility and expected path. Yet expectations can be broken. Your inner child has a chance to reframe inherited pain. Negative genetics wither away in the joy of knowing which higher awareness is new, positive cycles. Very likely. And we're here to leave this legacy, and our legacy is an abundant one. And the abundance flows from healing and love, sovereignty, standing, strength, courage, bravery, all of this stuff. So thank you for doing what you do. Let's just see if we can get one more card here to close out. I see the sun shining through the window, and I literally haven't seen the sun in about a week, and I'd like to go feel it on my face. Ah, perfect. Perfect. Thank you to my team of light that guides us. What are they saying here? Wisdom through the physical body. Oh my gosh, I just felt this. Did you see me getting all hot? Like it just, this whole burst of energy came in. It's like this really celebratory energy. We are so loved, guided, and supported. Your spiritual path will not be thwarted by anything other than your mind. And at this time, we are the engineers who are forging forward, um, really fulfilling our destined path in this lifetime. And it feels exciting. And via your healing, look at this. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? And then another one, promise. So, I mean, you're all amazing. We're all amazing. I feel like it's important for us to acknowledge that about myself. Yeah, that's a good one. And our hips don't lie, Milos. Our hips don't lie, brother. So yeah, I mean, I hope that you got something out of this today. It's 5:55. We are the change, here to fulfill our planetary mission. So let's get on with living our best life. And with that being said, we'll be back here live Tuesday morning at around 11, sometime 11:45, something like that. And we'll see. There'll be stuff released for you on the channel in the next couple of days. If you haven't tuned in for a while, please do go back and check out the offerings of the last week. There's lots of good, I feel like, wisdom and support in there for you. I thank you all so much for showing up and shining your wisdom and support on me, Milos. It was so nice to connect with you here live today. Tell all your friends and family we will be live on this channel for every Friday night. I'm here to support our Thrive as you support mine, and I will be pulling cards and doing little mini intuitive messages for those who join the live. So if you'd like a card pulled for you and a little intuitive read that's a bit more personal than this collective stuff, join us Friday. And at any time, you can always connect with me for personal readings and intuitive healing sessions and stuff like that. So all the information is in the description box below. Milos, thank you so much for bringing your wisdom and humor and just your beautiful divine masculine energy to this space today. I'm so happy that you were here. And I trust that something here supported you. If you've made it to this point and you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Let me know if the messages resonate with a thumbs up and a comment in the description box down below. I see you, I feel you, I love you, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you, Milos. And keep up the good work, brother. Right there in the thick of it with you. I love you, and I thank you, thank you, thank you. See you all again real soon.